All right, here we are with some more Jumpy Boy stuff. On this one, I didn't do any barbell lifting. This was just strictly a Ply-OH style workout, mixture of an upper and lower body day. Starting off with some depth jumps and then going into some Ply-OH push-ups. These felt pretty dang good. I was wearing my throwing shoes for these because I was doing some shot put drills right afterwards, and I didn't feel like going through shoe changes and everything during the workout. But overall, very good. So when I do box jumps for height, I'm doing my best to not really tuck my knees. I'm trying to jump as high as I can and only end up leaving my or lifting my feet just enough to get up on the box. Ideally, I want to do it with a straight leg. Knees were a little sore, so not all of my jumps were as good as I would want them to be, but you can see, like in this set right there, especially from this angle, that it's just a explode off the ground as much as possible, and then just try to land straight leg on the box. To me and to everybody else that I talk to that does that, it's a more true test of explosiveness, or it makes me more intentional with the explosiveness. Makes me really commit to the jump and not to exploding and then immediately going into a knee tuck. There's a time and a place for a box jump, where you just try to jump onto as high a box as possible, no matter the form. But in my training, there's not a lot of place for that. So, like I said, followed up every set of box jumps with some Ply-OH push-ups, and then I went into these like Ply-OH skater jumps. And I was doing it with those bands because, again, the knee's sore, specifically the right knee. And so I just want to get a little assistance while I was jumping. And just, trying to take it easy. It's a week of a games, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm not exacerbating any sort of soreness or injury. Between spotting and loading the other day at the powerlifting meet and then 6 hours of driving, knees were a little... And then, of course, Sunday coming in, and jumps and squats, like single leg jumps and squats. So, yeah, needless to say, the knees is tired, boss. The knees is tired. And then some Bulgarian jumpy stuff. I got terrible balance. I don't know why the heck Josh got me Bulgarian jumping. But, hey, here we are. That's what I'm doing. And then some kettlebell push press. This is only like a 62-pound kettlebell. The idea was just really to, like, punch it up there. If you've ever overhead pressed a kettlebell, you understand that they're a little goofy. They put a little bit of extra. They try to. You have to fight the rotation, I guess. So a little bit tricky on this. And then some more jumpy Bulgarians. It's only 35 pounds per hand, so like I'm basically jumping with 70 pounds in each hand. And the idea is to be explosive. I would like to actually really be more aggressive on that front leg, but it's something I'm going to have to build up balance in order to be able to do. Maybe wearing my lifters might make that a little bit easier to do because I have a little bit more stable of a footing. But I'm not going to change shoes just for one part of the lift. So, yeah, that was 3 supersets done in about 25 minutes, and I was one sweaty boy after doing all that. And then I got into my throws drills. Just a little progression drill stuff, no actual throws. I mean, I threw the med ball, but no actual shot put throws. Just really working on some of the stuff, the cues that Nick has me focusing on. Getting the hip through, keeping up on that left toe so that I can have a solid block leg, but also have a block leg that I can climb up and get some elevation out of. And then translating that to some standing med ball throws. It's a 16-pound med ball, for those of you wondering. Not terribly heavy. Same weight as an open stone. typical open stone. But that's not the point. Isn't how heavy of a ball I can throw. And these step backs, work the ground. Work the ground is the idea. And I'm also trying to keep my shoulders back. You'll notice how my gaze, I'm focusing on a point just to the side of my camera. For me, looking just to the right of my camera. Trying to focus on keeping my eyes back so that my shoulders stay back longer. And again, still working the ground. This is the same thing as that with that PVC pipe, but with a ball instead. And then just trying to, as I push back, as I step back, work the ground with the right foot, keep the weight back, get the hips through, then the shoulders, and then finish with the arm. Once the hips are all the way through, and then I get squared up with the shoulders, then I want to punch hard with the arm. So, yeah, that's how the training went. That really trying to, again, develop those stones. First games, they weren't right where they needed to be, but I think it's just a mindset shift, and I'll work on a few things, just kind of having some good cues to take into the trig with me so that I don't goof it up, don't waste all this practice I've been putting into the stones. But that's it. A couple more practices and training before Costa Mesa, and then I'm over there doing big things.